Hey, I'm Matt.
And I'm Darren. We're here to talk to you some more about our 8250 series combine. If you'll notice, we're going to follow the flow of the crop from the front of the machine all the way to the back. What Matt's doing right now is he's showing it how easy it is to get into our rotor cage. From the past, we've made some improvements in different areas. Matt, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Guys, if you'll notice, it's pretty easy to get these off versus some of our competitors. We've only got 2 handles on each door. We don't have a lot of belts or guards guarding these. For our red guys, we have put a seal on this, keep some of that dust inside, so when you raise these doors, you don't get bombarded. We've put some lips here to kind of catch them. Makes it even more simple than what our 40 series in previous was.
Hey guys, so we're going to follow the flow of the crop from the front of the machine all the way to the back of the machine. In the previous videos, we've already talked about our feeder house and how more bulked up that is and the few new features that we have up there. In this video, we're going to focus more on the feeder house backwards, okay? So a few of the things that separate us here at Case IH from our competitors, number one being our transition cone. Now, transition cone doesn't sound like something that would be a make or break deal, but in our world it is, because here at Case IH, we depend on grain for separation and cleaning in our technology, in our axial flow technology. A lot of our competitors are focused on using machine on grain, and they think that's the best way to get a good quality grain sample. Some of our competitors use what they call the feed accelerator stone trap, which they use the acronym FAST for that. Here at Case IH, our rock trap is independent of our system. All we have to have right here is this guy right here, which is what we call the transition cone, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a cone-shaped piece of metal with some vanes in there to try to get the crop flow the way we want it to go and the way that the rotor's turning. Our 30-inch diameter rotor that you can see here sticks into the front of this cone just a little bit, the nose of it does. It's equipped with 2 impellers. Those impellers, when operating at 100% speed, can generate over 1,100 CFMs of air, sucking the crop mat into the machine. That allows us to accelerate that crop flow from 0 to 60 miles an hour like that. And that's pretty impressive. Now, in addition from taking that crop from 0 miles an hour up to 60 miles an hour in the blink of an eye, what that also allows us to do, that allows us to keep the dust out from in front of our cab so our operators can really see what's going on in front of their machine. That's something that a lot of our competitors can't say today. Now, you'll notice this cone back here behind me is red, okay? We do have several different options. I say several, probably 3 or 4 different options for transition cones right now. Case IH has now made extended wear transition cones standard on these machines, and we also are coming out with a chrome edition. What that allows us to do, yes, it is a little bit more money on the front side, but you get probably close to twice the life out of one that you would use on just the regular extended wear material. So I'm going to turn things over to Matt, and he's going to take you through our rotor and our different concave configurations and setup, and I'll see you in a bit.
Thanks, Darren. As this crop enters this rotor, there's a couple things that's going to separate us out here. The first big thing is we're not driven by a belt like a lot of our competitors. We don't have that wear item. We don't have that we don't have that reduction of torque that a belt will cause. As this machine, or as the crop enters this machine, the first thing you're going to notice is that we have our concaves. In our earlier machines, our legacy machines, the 2388s, the 2588s and such, those concaves went all the way under the rotor. They're big, bulky. So when we went into these flagship machines, we did cut those in half. They hang on a cage here, or a frame in the center of this machine. They bolt here with 2 simple bolts. We have about 4 or 5 different configurations factory that you can get. They each weigh about 30 pounds, 34 pounds. Makes them very easy to change in and out and adapt to different crop settings. Inside of this rotor, we have different RAS bars. From the front to the back, we have a broad selection OEM that can either speed the crop up or slow it down regardless of the position inside the rotor to get it from the front to the back, get it threshed out before it gets to the back and get going. The big thing here is our vanes. Again, we can move these vanes from inside the cab with an option. We have a button down here that we can move just if we're checking them inside the cab, we can move the vanes. That too will speed that crop up, slow it down, and adapt it to conditions. If you don't take that option, In the 50 series, they went to a turnbuckle design. We don't have to have that wrench, that big long wrench to move those vanes every time. Now we've got a one position, move the vanes, get the crop out, and be done with it. Another big item that makes us different from our competition is we do not have an auger bed in these flagship machines. We have an active grain pan that will work to evenly spread that out to go across the sieves, clean the grain, and not bust it up and damage the grain before it gets to the back.
After that crop flow gets out of the rotor, we've got to have something to do with it. So that's where our sieves come into play. We have a 3-section sieve system in this machine, what I like to call a 3-section sieve system. It consists of the pre-sieve, the upper, and the lower sieve. Now, as Matt touched on earlier, automation does a lot for this area of the combine. The pre-sieve, 20% of the grain separation and cleaning is done on that sieve. So to be able to control that from the cab and also to incorporate that into our automation package is a huge game changer for us here at Case IH. So once it comes off the pre-sieve, it's going to hit our upper and lower sieve, reminding everybody that we have the industry's largest cleaning area inside this machine at over 10,075 square inches. That's a lot of area to be able to clean this grain. So our patented self-leveling cleaning system is good up to a 12-degree slope. So what that does is keep the back of the machine level so that it allows for more even separation and keeps more of the grain inside the machine instead of letting it fall out the back here. One of the new things that we have to offer is pressure sensors on our self-leveling cleaning system, so it can actually sense where the crop mat is and what part of the crop mat is where. So that allows us to not only level the cleaning system based off of slope, but also off the pressure of where the crop is to help not overload the machine on one side or the other. So when we're talking about how large our cleaning area is back there, it really is amazing how easy it is to get in there and work on things, right? So the area is so big, Case IH machine is so simple, but also our sieves are segmented. So our upper and our lower sieves come in 2 different sections. We have several OEM options to fit the crop that you're wanting to harvest. The thing that I love about this machine really from front to back is just the amount of customization that you can get to fit you. Whatever crop you want to harvest, Case IH is going to make it happen and going to make it suit your needs.